Hey everybody, it's Patty with Patty's Purse, and it is Tuesday, January 7th, so I get paid on Wednesday. So we're going to go over what was spent in the last week, and then we are going to do a proposed budget with the money that I think I'm getting tomorrow. So let's take a look at it. So this is my expense tracker. As you know, I use the Budget Mom Paycheck Workbook. And I'm starting with the expense tracker because it's a little bit more neater, and I use the highlighted method, which, as you can see, the different colors and the amounts mean something. And then I highlight it, put those down in a key down here so that it's easier to then track how much is being spent for the different categories, and then transfer those numbers to the check-in, which I'll show you in a second. It's just easier for me. I do one paycheck and one expense tracker a week. That way it's just very clear of what was spent that week. Again, the most important thing for me, I think, in budgeting is what you're spending. If you're not keeping track of what you spend, whether it's weekly, monthly, whatever, according to your pay schedule, then it's harder to go back afterwards and kind of figure out where your money went. This is something that even when I'm helping people just start to create a budget, that's one of the number one things that I first say. You need to know what you're spending and where you're spending it, to be able to then cut from here or there to put money somewhere else, whether it's pay off debt, save money, etc. Okay, so I have a special guest star today. My husband's sitting near me. He's going to be in awe when he sees exactly where my money is going for the week. And then he'll be like, wow, say hi, Gary.
Hi.
Okay, there he is. Okay, so let's see. So for 35 hours, again, that was the December 31st paycheck. So that was for the week before. It was the holiday, and then I took some time off for my birthday. My check was $617.05. And then, so let's just go right into it. So I had a credit card payment of $55, a second credit card payment of $75. I had put gas in my car for $30. I had one Dunkin' Donuts, my final Dunkin' Donuts purchase on December 31st of $8.33. Now I am, and I've talked about this, I am doing a no spend Patty. There are some exceptions, but it's no spend on planner stuff, stickers, etc. for January. No spend. The one exception here is the Jane's Agenda. So I do, as you know, with all my planning stuff, I have purchased Jane's Agenda products in the past, and she has a subscription box that, just sends out once a month dashboards and dividers and such. So I decided to keep that because it's only $37.95. So besides that exception for planner stuff, that was $37.95 in January. So then this, as you know, if you've been following me right along, every week, $50 goes into my mortgage savings account, $40 goes into Allie for a savings account, and then I'm trying to put at least $25 into my personal savings account just to build a cushion. So if I put something on my checking account and it, for some reason, it bounces, quote unquote, it won't bounce. I won't get charged that, non-sufficient fund fee. They'll take right out from this savings account. So I like to get to the point where I'm transferring $100. I don't think that's going to happen in January. In February, I'm hoping to get back to that. But for right now, I'm happy with at least transferring $25 a week into that account. So that's what I was able to do this past week. Then I did get another check for $256.49, and that was just some reimbursement money for some of the things that I get reimbursed for Grace's stuff. So we did go to Walmart for groceries on January 4th. That was $47.10. And then additionally, we went to Stop and Shop, which was $43.91. And then here comes all the Amazon crazy stuff. So we had an Amazon purchase of $19.39 household. And then this past weekend, we went to a coffee shop. It was myself, my husband, and a friend. And I picked up the tab. It was $22.38. My savings account had like 99 something in it, so I wanted to round it up to that 100. So I transferred an additional $1.40 there. We went to the dollar store for a few things this weekend. It was $16.94. I got Grace some undershirts from Amazon. That was $19.98. I didn't think Santander was going to come out, but this is an automatic transfer that happens into another savings account. Don't ask me what I do with all these savings accounts. Every 2 weeks for $10. So, and then I had to pay $250 for Gracie's monthly health insurance through our state. So that's exactly where it all went. So my income was $873.54. That's that check and that check. And then my expenses was $920.79. So you can do the fuzzy math, but that leaves me with a negative of $47.27 going into this week's paycheck. Now, again, because I have that savings account and I had 101 in there, you know, this $47.27 comes out of that savings account. So really, we're starting the second week with 0 in the checking account. And in the savings account, there's 53. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. So then with this information here, I am doing a weekly check-in on the back, one of the back pages of the workbook. So, and this is just, I was doing this like a year ago, and then I kind of stopped doing it, but it is a good way to just kind of see, you know, kind of keep your eye on what you give yourself to spend for, say, groceries, dine out, gas, etc., and then kind of to stick to it. So let's just go over this really quick. So the first week was $12.31 to $1.07. So I'm saying that for our grocery budget for the month of January, Gary, we've budgeted $450. And I know that sounds like a lot less to a lot of people. So we're 2 adults and 1 child. My daughter's 13, and she does eat by mouth, but she eats. She's still learning to eat. She has cerebral palsy, and she eats most of her nutrition to gain weight through a G-tube. She's had that her whole life, but she's eating a lot more mashed potatoes, like fat foods, because we're trying to, get her to gain some weight. So I personally, and I've talked about this just a little bit, I like to eat breakfast and a good lunch, and then dinner time. Sometimes I'm just not hungry for dinner. Lately, unfortunately, I have been hungry for dinner, but that's going to change. But we have a lot. I feel like we still have a lot of food in our pantry and in our freezers. So that's why I kind of put that dollar amount at a low monthly amount, because I really, really feel like we really need to eat what's in the house. So we'll see how it goes, though. So I'm starting January a $450 budget for groceries. So this first week we spent $91.01. So that leaves us a balance of $358.99, and that gets transferred right into week 2 if we go for groceries. My goal is to use cash, to put cash in a grocery and dine out envelope and just kind of let it sit there and build up. And on the weeks that we don't do a full shop, if my husband needs something, or if we're making a recipe and need a couple ingredients, we can just take cash out of that envelope and go grocery shopping. That's my eventual goal here. So dine out, we have started with a $400. We're budgeting $400 for the month in dine out, and that's, I think, a little on the less side as well, but it just means at the end of the month, if we don't have money, we don't go out. My daughter loves going out to eat, and for the most part we go out every Friday and then breakfast on Sunday, but my husband picks that up. So we'll just see. So $400, we did $30.69, so we have $369.31 going into week 2. And then gas is just for my car. I budgeted $140. I put in $30 last week, so I have $110. And then I'm trying to cut down on Amazon. So I only budgeted $125 for the month, and I've already spent $98.32. So $26.68 left. But I am separating out Amazon for household and Grace, because sometimes I have to get some supplies from Amazon for Grace, wipes. I just got her some undershirts yesterday. Some of Grace's stuff will get reimbursed, so that's kind of why I want to keep it separate as well. So for Grace from Amazon this week, I spent $109.48. And then the other household is anything other than Amazon, and we did do the dollar store. So I put that under other household, and that was $16.94. So these are the 6 things that I'm going to keep track of in this weekly check-in on a weekly basis. Groceries, dine out, gas, Amazon for household, Grace, Amazon, and then household other. The only thing that I can think of that we might need from Amazon, before the end of the month is Gracie's wipes. So that would just fall under Grace anyways. I'm hoping not to have to do a subscribe and save because I think we have everything, and we're hoping for a BJ's run this month. We haven't been in a couple of weeks. So that was the spending for week 1, which, like, looking at this now, again, holding myself accountable because I'm doing it here with all of you and, going over it with my husband. It just seems like a lot was spent in the first week of January. So I don't want to do that again. So this is my monthly calendar. Now I set this up, and I've done this even when I got paid on a Thursday or Friday, but my first day of the week is the day that I get paid. So my monthly calendar runs Wednesday to Tuesday. I get paid Wednesday. My week of spending is from Wednesday to Tuesday, and that's why I set up the calendar like this. It's just easier for me to read left to right what was spent. I try to put stickers where we spend money. I think I did an okay job. Certainly at the end of the week, I didn't put in, what was spent on Amazon. So again, it's just, a work in progress. Kind of just, as long as it's on my tracker sheet, I don't mind as much if it's not on my monthly calendar. So you can see I get paid tomorrow on the 8th. So I have a credit card, PayPal that needs to come out. So this, so $20 will go to an Ally money marketing account. And then on the 12th, I have a Lowe's credit card payment due. That's being taken care of. And then I have Discover on the 14th. So again, we go into the budget worksheet, and we make sure that before anything else comes out, that those 3 credit cards payments have to come out. Okay, and so this is my second week, my paycheck budget tracker. So rollover, I'm putting 0. My paycheck is going to be my paycheck's going to be for full time. So we are going to I put in $750 estimate, and then I'm putting in an extra $50 just in case something might come up. So that gives us a total inflow of $800. So now we go right into the budget. So transfer to savings, because I want that to be my number 1 priority on a weekly basis. I'm going to try to transfer $25. The budget column is what we're proposing how we're going to spend our money, and actual will be when we do spend that money into those categories, we'll put the actual amount that we put, that we actually did transfer to savings. So I'm saying right now, $25 into savings, $100 PayPal credit card, Lowe's credit card will get $92, Discover will get $118, and then again, these are automatic transfers that happen on a weekly basis. Ally gets $40. The money market gets $20 every 2 weeks, and this week it's the second week, so it'll get $20. And then my mortgage savings account gets $50 every week as well. So we total those up, and that totals $445 from the anticipated $800, leaves us with $355. Now you notice last week I didn't have any leftover money to put into my savings goal or sinking funds. This week it looks like I'll be able to do that. So I'm anticipating putting $50 in a grocery envelope. Dine out, I'm going to put in $50. I don't think we will actually go out to eat this week other than breakfast, so we'll see how that goes. Gas, I'm going to put another $30 in my car, most likely tomorrow. And then for household, I am going to put 0. I'm going to say we're not going to go on Amazon, and I'm not going to spend any money for household items. So these total $130. So from the $355 leaves us with $225. $225 then comes up here to savings goals or sinking funds. So my husband and I had decided that we've been doing this for a couple weeks, except for last week we did not, that every week out of my paycheck, we'll get $25 a piece. And that, for me personally, it's really just to keep, if I go out to dinner with the girls, or if I meet up with a friend for coffee, that's kind of when I'll use it. his money. I just give him $25 and he can do with what he wants to do with it. Hopefully he sees how I put in my budget together and my weekly paycheck, and maybe he'll pay an extra bill, maybe he'll put it in an envelope, a sinking fund, either one of these or one that he has his own, whatever. So I'm going to, anticipating again, propose that we have $225 left from the paycheck. We'll each get $25. That's $50. Gracie's birthday envelope will get $5. Church will get $4. Max, I know he has a grooming appointment coming up soon, so I'm going to anticipate putting in $20. And then the water bill that comes out in May, I'm going to put in $10. Now I do have this 1 month ahead here, and I don't have anything set in here as of yet, but I am trying to get us 1 month ahead in all our fixed bills. And a lot of the savings challenges that I'm doing right now is when those savings challenges are complete, they'll go into the 1 month ahead. But I do like to put a little something in the 1 month ahead on a weekly basis. We'll see what's left over, and then I can just throw it in there. As far as challenges, savings challenges that I'm doing this year, the $1 to $5 challenge is getting $4 this week. The 2025 challenge at the end of 52 weeks, you'll end up with $2,025. And I can leave a picture down below what that looks like. It's $40 a week. A couple of weeks is $35. So I didn't put in $40 last week, but I'm going to put in $40 this week. And then when I get paid some hustle money, extra side hustle money, I will go back and replace that $40 from last week, because it does take 52 weeks to get to that 2025. And then I'm also doing a $500 challenge, and I'm going to put just $10 in that. So these total $143, which gives us about $82 left from the $225. I really wanted to do the word challenge this year. And I know that my word for January was snows, SNOWS. And so this is like $19, so I haven't put any of that yet. So I might just put $20 into that snows envelope, which making this $62. And then I think that's good. I mean, it's not a zero-based budget. Certainly I could take that $62 and put it into the 1 month ahead. Or I can actually take 40 and put it into the 2025 from last week, and that would leave us with 22, like give or take. So that's my budget for the week. I mean, some people do give every dollar that they make, they bring in a value and put it somewhere. Sometimes I do like to have like a little buffer at the end of the week. Until we know exactly what's coming in, and what's going out. The important things for me is obviously the credit card payments. That is going to be something that we are working on this year to get rid of. We'd like to get rid of, more than half of our credit card debt. I'll have to do a whole separate video on our credit card debt, but, every week the minimum payment has to get paid. And sometimes it's easier to say, oh, I don't have it, or, it is easy to say that, but then it just kills you at the end with the interest and then having to pay a double payment on the next month. So we're going to try to avoid doing that. We are going to not use our credit cards. We're both on the same page with that. If we don't have it, we don't spend it. That's really the reality of it, right? So that's my budget. That's what we're tracking, and hopefully I will come back next week and be like, yay, everything went great. All right. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you being here. I want to thank and welcome the new subscribers to my channel. I am so close to hitting that 500, and I'm hope that if you're watching, you can subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when there's a new video coming on, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye now.